Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am Raja Shakir, and previous to it, we had been studying about the electromagnetic induction. Let me share this screen. Okay, Zishan has told me that he is listening to me, but I think that he is having the issue with his mic. Anyhow, let's start our process. And if you remember, then we had been studying about the electromagnetic induction. This thing was studied, and we had studied about Faraday's laws and Lenz's law as well. And now we'll be proceeding ahead. But before proceeding ahead, I want to ask you something, that if there is anybody who can tell me that what is meant by the Lenz's law and how it is used. Anybody, please? Anybody can tell me about the Lenz's law? Basharat, do you remember anything about the Lenz's law? Osman Khalid, do you remember anything about the Lenz's law?
No, sir.
No, okay. So let me again remind you that the Lenz had proposed a law which suggests that whenever you are moving, you are trying to have a relative motion between a coil and a magnetic field or magnet. Then whenever you are trying to have this motion, relative motion, either they are moving away from each other or they are moving towards each other, then what will happen, that there will be a resistance and the current will be moving in such a direction that it will be opposing the cause of the motion. So here is written that according to Lenz's law, the direction of the induced current means the current which was not existing already, which was not existing in the coil, but it has been induced now. It has been produced by the changing magnetic field. So the direction of the induced current will be such so as to oppose the cause that produces it. Cause means the changing magnetic field, means their relative motion, because the magnetic field will be changing only if they are having the relative motion. Therefore, so the magnetic field will be the electric current will be produced in such a way that it will be opposing the cause of the motion, means it will be resisting the movement of the magnet or coil or their relative motion. So this is the Lenz's law. I hope you are able to understand it. Anybody still having any type of confusion here?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, now we'll be moving ahead. Lenz's law and conservation of energy. Lenz's law and conservation of energy. So you have already got the concept about the energy. Do you remember that concept? What is that concept? According to that concept, so what is according to that concept? The total energy can neither be created nor be destroyed I think that you are already aware to this statement because we have uttered this statement for hundreds of times. So the total energy or the energy of a system can neither be created nor be destroyed, but can be transformed from one form to the other form. It means that you can transform it from one form to the other. For example, if it is existing in the form of heat, you can convert it into electricity, or in the form of heat can be converted into that can also be converted into electricity, as well as in the other forms of energy, for example mechanical energy and so on. So the type of energy can be changed, it can be transformed, means it can be its shape can be changed, as you may say in simple words. So but its total amount can never be destroyed and nor be created as well. The similar is the case with the Lenz's law. So according to Lenz's law, when we are saying that when we are having a relative motion, when we are having the relative motion between two things, between a magnetic field, a magnet, and what is other thing, a relative motion between magnet and the coil. So if they are moving towards each other or moving away from each other, then in this situation the system works in such a situation that the induced current will be resisting the cause of the motion. So actually what is meant by cause, actually this is energy which is due to motion of the magnet or relative motion of the coil and magnet. Actually that energy is going to be converted into the electric current. The mechanical energy means the movement. Relative movement is basically the mechanical energy, and mechanical energy is going to be converted into the electrical energy, means the movement of electrons. So basically what is happening, practically what is happening here when you are producing electricity from the mechanical bulb, so in this situation practically mechanical energy is being converted into the electrical energy. And according to the law of conservation of energy, the total energy of the system remains constant. It means that no energy is created nor it can be destroyed. So energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So no energy is created and or destroyed. So but what is happening here, that the mechanical energy has been converted basically into the electrical energy. So this is the main science behind it. But there is no loss or gain of energy in this situation. So in this sense, the Lenz's law and the law of conservation of energy are related to each other. Why? Because when we are moving, we are having the relative motion of the permanent magnet and the coil, then there is an energy which is related to their mechanical work, and that energy is going to be converted into the electrical form, means the movement of the charges. Therefore we may say that the energy has been converted into from one form to the other. So actually practically this Lenz's law is following the conservation law, is properly following that law. So there is no difference between them. You may translate the law of conservation of energy into the Lenz's law and vice versa. So let's see its reading, proper reading now. That Lenz's law is a consequence, means it is the result of the law of conservation of energy. So it has been, you may say that it has been derived from the law of conservation of energy, or it is the continuity of the law of conservation of energy. Actually, this has been transformed from the other forms into the electrical form. So in the above case, what is above case? When we are studying here is the above case. This is the case in which we were studying about the Lenz's law, and we were saying that the relative motion is causing the electrical current in such a direction that it is opposing the main reason of the movement. So anyhow, so when the north pole, and n poles means north pole, so north pole of the magnet is approaching the coil. Approaching the coil means when it is coming at a lesser distance, means their distance is reducing. They are having relative motion in such a way that their distance between them is reducing. So in this situation, approaching the coil, the induced current, because I have already told you that whenever a permanent magnet is moving as compared to the coil, electrical coil, then what will happen, that the current will be induced in the electrical coil, and therefore, so the induced current will flow in the coil in such a direction that the left hand face, here you must be very careful about these wordings. So such a direction that the left hand face of the coil, left hand face of the coil becomes north pole. Now we have to discuss this. Let's see that how it can be checked. Wait a bit, please. Okay, do you remember I taught you these things? Anyhow, so if you are having this magnet which is having its own north pole and south pole, and we are having a coil so we are having a coil system which is having an attachment of the galvanometer or an ammeter. So if the system, if the magnet is moving towards the coil, if the magnet is moving towards the coil, what will happen, that the coil, the half of the portion which is near to the magnet will become the north pole, while the other side will become the south pole. When the magnet is moving towards it. Let me change this arrangement so that you will be able to understand it more better. So let's suppose this is a coil So if you're moving this magnet towards the coil, what is going to happen, that since the coil is having the magnetic effect of the permanent magnet due to the changing flux, therefore what will happen to the coil, that half of its part will become north while the half of the other part will become the south pole of this coil. Means at the moment the coil will become a temporary magnet. When it will become this temporary magnet, when the magnet is moving towards it. But if the magnet is moving away from it, that is, its direction is in the opposite direction. This is that it is moving. In the previous case, it was moving toward the coil, from the left toward the right. Now it is moving from right towards the left. Then what is happening? That again the coil will be distributed in two parts. One is north and one is south. But previous state, the north was on the left side while south was on the right side. Now the direction has been changed, and the north side will become south, south will become north. So that this north of the magnet and this south of the coil will be attracting each other. If they are moving away from each other, then they are having the attraction, strong attraction. But if they are moving towards each other, then they are having repulsion. You must understand this fact, that if they are moving towards each other, they are facing repulsion. And if they are moving away from each other, they are facing, if they are moving towards each other, yes, they are facing repulsion. And if they are moving away from each other, they are having attraction. So you must know this rule, that what will happen, that if they are moving towards each other, then they'll face repulsion. While on the other hand, if they are moving away from each other, then they are facing attraction. So you must remember this fact, that these will be moving in such a way, a current will be generated in such a way that they are having this rule. What is the rule? That if they are moving towards each other, then they will be facing repulsion, and if they are moving away from each other, then they will be facing attraction. So this was the main thing which I wanted to tell you. Anyhow, so we were on the reading. So whatever I told you, that the north pole, that if they are coming towards each other, and if the north pole is near to the coil, then the coil's north pole will be more near to that magnet, while the south pole will be in the other direction. So the coil becomes north pole at the moment. The result is that the motion of the magnet is opposed. So in this situation, the motion of the magnet will be opposed. The mechanical energy spent in overcoming this opposition is converted into electrical energy. So this is the main thing which I already told you, that the mechanical energy is going to be converted into the electrical energy, and this appears in the coil. So where the electrical energy will be produced, because you must know that the electrical energy is always produced in a conductor. So it will be produced in the coil, because coil is the conductor. Thus, Lenz's law is consistent with the law of conservation of energy. So it is following the law of conservation of energy. Why? Because the mechanical energy is going to be converted into the electrical energy. Therefore, it is completely following the law of conservation of energy. Dear cadets, please tell me any doubt here. Any type of question in your mind, please tell me. So you have any confusion here? So here is this fact has been mentioned here, that you can see that when the magnet is moving towards this, then what is happening, that if the north pole is near to the coil, then the coil will become a north pole. While when the magnet is moving away, then what is happening, that since the north pole is toward the right side, and now because the coil has to attract each other, so coil will become south pole. So this thing is in complete compliance with the Lenz's law as well as the law of conservation of energy. Okay. So again, we'll be having a look at the induced EMF, if you remember it. So what is the induced EMF? The EMF which has been produced due to the relative motion is called the induced EMF, and it has two types. One is dynamically induced EMF, while the other is statically induced EMF. Dynamically means that two things are moving as related to each other. For example, in an electric motor, the EMF is dynamically induced because they are moving. Dynamically means related to the motion. Dynamic means moving. While static means not moving or resting. So dynamic means moving. On the other hand, the word static means not moving. So these are main two types of EMF: dynamic EMF and static EMF. So basically, what is the difference between them? That in the dynamically induced EMF, there is a relative motion between the coil and the magnet and the permanent magnet. What is that? In the dynamically induced EMF, there is relative motion between the coil and the magnet. While in the statically induced EMF, there is no relative motion between the coil and the magnet, but there's a changing magnetic field due to alternating current. when there is an alternating current in one coil, in this case, the alternating current of one coil induces the alternating current in the other coil due to changing magnetic field. Why it is happening? Because the magnetic field is changing. Anyhow, you must remember that in both cases, magnetic field is always changing. So, dear cadets, this is the end of the lesson for today's lesson. So, we have 3 or 4 minutes. If you are willing to ask any question, any confusion, you must discuss. Please. Anybody?
सर इसमें तो कंफ्यूजन नहीं है सर, मगर सर एक जो चैप्टर 18 का सर कॉम्पिटेंस इफेक्ट की डेरिवेशन समझ नहीं आया सर.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay, in the next class, we'll be doing the derivation of the Compton effect.
Okay, sir.
Because our syllabus is complete and we will discuss whatever the confusions we are having.
Right, sir.
Okay, for tomorrow, we'll be discussing the Compton effect, the derivation of the Compton effect. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
any other person? Any other person? Any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay. Then I think that we have to end the meeting. Dear cadets, thank you very much. And if you are having any confusion, you may contact me. And I have the videos. I have uploaded all of the videos with you, whatever you want to see it again. These are available on the YouTube as well as the shared links as well. You may watch the videos at any time. And if you still find any queries, any questions related to those topics, you may contact me anytime. No problem here. Okay. And okay, dear cadets, thank you and Allah Hafiz.